Hi guys, I'm back again, the rooftop tour bus now. Oh, double my iPad.
As we set off, we'll go up the exotically named Khyber Pass, a road forged into the cliffside in 1848 by the railway king George Hudson. Following the
Long
decline
time
of
ago,
whaling
guys,
industry in the early
the whole
1880s,
evil I
Hudson
said
began to
what
revitalize
I
Whitby as a seaside
mountain.
resort. He began by
I
buying
don't
up
know
all the
how
land on
old.
the West Cliff, where he began to build hotels, including the Royal.
Before
The
that I
Khyber
didn't
Pass
like
was used to transport the building materials,
I don't
which
put
had
it
arrived by
up.
sea all the way up to Westcliff. When the building
Oh
work
yeah,
was finished,
Daddy,
it
they
provided
had
a
my
good
YouTube
route down to the
channel.
town
Happy
for the holiday
birthday.
staying at the hotels
Daddy,
above.
the 44 today. Happy birthday. My PT day, dog birthday
Ahead, on the
too.
left, the
There's a
living
happy
tugboat
birthday.
called Hudson's Folly was built in the form of a
Bruce
miniature
birthday
railway
too.
at the request of
Dog,
George Hudson,
my PT
simply to
dog.
make his mark. There's no
What
railway
did
running
they
along it, but if you walk to the other end, you'll be rewarded with a lovely view of the
Happy
town.
birthday, Bruce, Daddy.
Coming up on the left is the only house on the Khyber Pass, called Strensham, which is what Whitby was called from AD 657 until the Vikings arrived in AD 867 and renamed the settlement Whitby from the Old Norse for White Settlement. The yellow building is the La Rosa Hotel, which has a blue plaque saying that Lewis Carroll, the author of Alice in Wonderland and Alice Through the Looking Glass, stayed there occasionally. It was while on the beach in Whitby that Lewis Carroll wrote the famous poem, The Walrus and the Carpenter. We'll soon be approaching the Royal Hotel stop. You may jump ship here from the Royal Hotel, Whale Bones, the Captain Cook statue, and Westcliff area, offering superb views of the Abbey ruins. Please remember to take all your belongings with you when you leave the bus. On the right, the whale arch is the jawbone of the bowhead whale. It was gifted to Whitby by the town of Anchorage in Alaska, which is one of our twin towns. On top of the whale bones is a harpoon pointed out to sea. In the 1800s, whaling was an important industry in Whitby. There were over 20 whaling ships operating from the port, and all the streetlights were lit by whale oil. A little further on stands the statue of Captain James Cook. He's not looking out to sea, but in the direction of the South Sea Islands, to which he famously travelled. Although he wasn't born in Whitby, Captain Cook served his merchant navy apprenticeship here. Cook's connection with Whitby doesn't end there. His four famous ships, the Endeavour, the Resolution, the Discovery, and the Adventure, were all built in the then thriving shipyards of Whitby, owned by Thomas Fishburne. Cook's ships followed the design of the Whitby Cats, which were built with flat bottoms to serve the Arab trade. Their design made them highly suitable for exploration of unknown waters, where there were no harbours. Whitby is one of very few ports on the east coast that face due north, and that's why it's possible during the summer months to see the sun rise and set into the sea. On our left is the Royal Hotel, which is the grandest of those in the town, built by the railway king George Hudson. It was described in 1848 as fitted up in a very splendid manner, with every regard to elegance and comfort, at a cost of £3,000. In the 1890s, the Irish author Bram Stoker stayed here at the Royal Hotel and drew much inspiration for his novel Dracula from the town. In the book, Dracula leaps from the grounded schooner in the form of a huge dog, heading for the cliff below the churchyard. To the left is Whitby's Royal Crescent. It should have been a half circle of Georgian-style dwellings to rival Bath. But unfortunately, George Hudson, the railway king, who was building them, was not a completely honest man. His business dealings were investigated, which forced him into hiding. The Crescent was never completed and still stands today with only half its property built. Number 6, in the left-hand side, is where Bram Stoker had his first holiday, Whitby, in 1890.
Reefer bus past
The
here.
next stop is for Panet Park, where you can alight for the excellent children's playground, the Panet Art Gallery, Whitby Museum and the Leisure Centre. When leaving the bus, please remember to take all your belongings with you, including the dog. On the left is the site of the original Union Mill, a tower windmill built in the early 1800s. The tower was demolished in the ground floor in 1923.
And the
the
wedding level
is now luxury apartments. As we go round the roundabout, we'll travel down Chub Hill Road, built in 1886, and on the left is Panet Park. Panet Park is named after Robert Elliot Panet, a solicitor who served the town as a councillor, alderman and justice of the peace, as well as supporting many charities. He bought Chub Hill Estate, which was then Market Gardens, and arranged in his will for it to become the public park it is today. He also left provision for a building to be erected there to house his collection of art. Coming up on the left, look out for Whitby's floral clock, originally installed in 1953 to mark the coronation of Queen Elizabeth II. After a while, it became a normal flower bed. But in 2006, the Friends of Panet Park raised enough money to have the clock reinstated. On the corner to your right is Arundel House Hotel. This was owned by many generations of the shipbuilding family at Campions. Sailmaking and rope making were essential industries within the shipbuilding trade in the 1800s. On the left-hand side of Arundel House, there's a little road leading to a tunnel, which is an area once known for its sailmaking. We're now heading up Prospect Hill. Please be aware of the low branches if you're sitting upstairs. The original large houses on the right will enjoy an excellent view.
We're able to go to Whitby, back measure. It's not 3.
It's for Middlesbrough.
In the last garden on the right before the junction stands a Chilean pine tree, more commonly known as a monkey puzzle. The mineral jet comes from the fossilized remains of the tree. Jet was the centre of a big industry in the 19th century.
I love you. was pretty fun.
We will soon be approaching Newbridge, where there's a great view of the town on your left. We cannot stop on the bridge, but we'll go as slow as we can, so please have your cameras at the ready. You'll be able to take in the view along the River Esk towards the harbour and the North Sea. Towering over it all are the ruins of the Abbey. Below, on the left, the flats occupy the sites of the Whitehall shipyards, which closed in 1902. As steamships were getting larger during the late 19th century, it was getting harder to transport the steel needed to build them in Whitby. We're turning left into an area called Gallows Close, an area once used as a place of public execution. The bodies of the condemned would not be taken down in a hurry, in the hope that the sight of their fate would deter other potential criminals. Coming up on the left, the white building is Whitehall, the old residence of the Turnbull shipbuilding family. The Turnbulls could look from their front window to the shipyard below. During the Second World War, the house became a school until it was shut in 1985. We're about to cross Spittal Bridge, built in the 1930s.
Yeah.
The original bridge is on the left. It was named after a level isolation hospital which stood nearby from 1109 to 1539. This point is thought to have been the first landing place of the Saxons who settled here. During World War II, the bridge's arches were used as air raid shelters.
We don't knock out. Honestly, we can have fun too. Not boss. We both knock out.
Commencing the steep climb up Green Lane. Please be aware of low branches if you're sitting upstairs. Green Lane was known locally at one time as Hurst Road or Coles Road. It was the route taken by the rich to get to the church graveyard with horse-drawn carriages. The Tour de Yorkshire cycle was also passed along this route. Whitby Regatta is one of the oldest sea regattas in the country. It's been entertaining crowds for over 170 years. Regatta Weekend runs annually in August and includes yacht racing, rowing races, street stalls and entertainment. Whitby Goth Weekend, started in 1994, has grown into one of the most events and brings thousands of people to the town in April and October. The main music events and trade stalls take place in the Whitby Spa Pavilion. King Oswy of Northumbria in AD 657 as a monastery for men and women. It was here in AD 664 that a meeting took place between the synod and opposing parties. At the meeting, many religious decisions were made, including the fixing of the date of Easter. In about AD 867, the abbey was ransacked and almost completely destroyed by Vikings. It wasn't until around 1070 that the Normans re-established a monastic community here.
Oh,
The
great,
remains
great,
that you
great,
see
great,
mostly
great,
came
great,
from a
great,
later
great,
building
great,
erected in about
great, great,
1220.
great,
Like most
great,
monastic
great, great,
establishments
great,
in the country,
great, great,
Whitby
great,
Abbey was
great,
dissolved by
I
Henry VIII
want
in
you.
1539.
Oh,
Then passed into the hands of
so
the
like, are
Chamberlain
you
family,
boss?
gradually fell into disrepair, battered by the weather over the centuries, and even suffering direct hits from the German Navy in the First World War. Since 1984, the Abbey has been in the care of English Heritage. Abbey House, a large building to the left of the Abbey, was built by the Cholmondeley family using stones from the Abbey. It is now the home of Whitby Youth Hostel. A tea room is run behind the nearby Abbey Visitor Centre, which houses an interactive exhibition and an audio guide tour available.
Well, he last shop. That is the water.
Please
See you
abide
guys
here for the
tomorrow.
ruins and visitor
In
centre.
the back
St Mary's
CFI.
Church and the Youth Hostel.
Alright,
Please remember
ciao,
to take all your belongings